Hello and very, very warmly welcome to this Google Hangout show where we speak about all these things we usually don't speak about. And as you all who know me, my name is Maria Appelqvist and I'm specialized in speaking how sex and money is all related to how you show up in your power and in your leadership. And I'm so happy and excited today to have a guest here today, Lauren Dahl. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. And Lauren, she's a brand strategist. She helps women to find their personal branding. She's also a writer and publisher, speaker, and a sexual empowerment enthusiast. I love that way how you present yourself, right? And I actually just read your book, Lauren. So maybe starting there, like, tell us about the book and how it all started.
Well, the book in question you're referring to is Female Client Attraction Secrets, Feminine Client Attraction Secrets, and it's actually available for free. It was for sale, now it's free. And I wrote it to kind of help women who wanted to tap into their feminine power, use their feminine power and energy to attract clients and cash and have sales and run their business in a way that felt more natural and feminine to them. And in many ways, we're running businesses and trying to run businesses and manage our lives in a way that can be very oriented in the masculine. And there's nothing wrong with that because we both have masculine and feminine sides, whether we are born as men or women, or whether we identify as men or women. And the big thing here is, in a world where a lot of the masculine is in control, it can be hard to figure out why you're chasing sales, why you're chasing business, why you're chasing money, why you're chasing pleasure, instead of attracting sales and pleasure and money. So I designed that book after a talk I had with several women. I held a small talk with several women and helped them tap into just owning their feminine power and realizing the gifts of owning the feminine power and nurturing the self and your own femininity as a way of, being able to attract pleasure to receive it. Because masculine energy, it pushes, it chases, it's aggressive, and feminine energy, it's attractive and receptive. So once you learn how to turn on that energy, you become a magnet for the things you want. And that's pretty much the essence of the book.
Yeah, it's a wonderful book, and it's actually free right now on Kindle, and I recommend everyone interested in the topic to get it because it's valuable information here. And I'm curious, Lauren, how did it all start for you? Like, what's your background, and how did you become interested in this area?
Well, I've always worked in sales in some capacity, even though I would like to think that for the most part, I've hated the idea of having to work in sales. Excuse me. And I remember being a little kid, being a door-to-door salesman, selling, for the PTA, selling candy, and, just even the Olympia Sales Club before they shut that down. And even when I was in my early 20s, my late teens, early 20s, dealing with real estate in New York City. And, by the time I reached my mid-20s, I had started to learn about internet marketing, which today is like one of the biggest industries there is, and it's growing worldwide. And as I learned about internet marketing and went to school for internet marketing and got my master's in internet marketing and got another master's in media design, I realized that I could have all the tools I wanted, but if I wasn't working from a strong personal core, it wasn't going to mean anything. And as I went through different things in my life during this period, which included divorce, which included feeling like everybody turned their back on me, and depression and dark night of the soul, I began to understand my own personal spiritual power. And in learning my own personal spiritual power, I also learned that a lot of the reason I suffered, besides the fact that I didn't accept myself, was that I didn't accept my personal feminine energy. So I started to shift. And I started to learn about brand development, which I didn't know I was so good at until I took courses, it came to me. And as I started to learn brand development and learn about colors and meanings and energy and, things like that that lie underneath the nature of a brand, because a brand is really your authenticity, it's your thumbprint, it's who you are. I started to realize, part of the power of a good brand was to be attractive, which means that there was a feminine aspect to branding. Whether you have a masculine brand or a feminine brand, you still have to use the power of attraction to let your brand sink in and seal the deal. So it was a holistic thing. And I've also been somebody who's very sexual and open about it. Not in terms of being open and having all types of activity with different people, but in terms of communicating it or expressing it, I've never really had a problem being slightly flirtatious in that nature, because I've known who I was and I know who I am. So I mixed a little bit of that into my own branding, and I mixed that into the whole concept, because you have brands by, beautiful women like Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, Scarlett Johansson, Carmen Electra. If you want to go back to like Marilyn Monroe or Diane Carroll, Cher, these women all have sexy and attractive brands, but there's no book that'll tell you how to brand just like them. Now, you'll get books on how to get their hairstyle. You can read a magazine on what kind of lipstick they're using, but not how they pull their brand together. And I created my business around helping women tap into their own natural beauty and sensuality so that they can put their brand together in similar ways without copying anybody else, yet being themselves and becoming naturally attracted for that.
That's wonderful, and it's really, really powerful. So how do you get women to be connected to their sexual power? Is that the core of what you're teaching, or like what's the procedure? Like, where do you start? What kind of women are coming to you? And another question is, like, are women aware of they are lacking their feminine presence? I'm thinking about myself, like there was like the woman I am today and the one I was 10 years ago. At that time, I wasn't even aware of that I was so much in my masculine driven energy. But now I can see that, and I can also see the difference of the woman I once was, and how I have tapped in so much more in my feminine, and still there's more to go. I think it's a long life journey to embrace and unfold it more. So how do you communicate, and what kind of women are coming to you? Like, in some way they have to be conscious already and aware of it.
Yeah, if you're not aware of it, then you're not going to want to work with me. Yes. Because you're going to look at me and think that you don't need that, or that it doesn't have a place in business. Or you might think I'm sexy. I don't need to be taught to be sexy, because the big misconception I've had is I've had women, basically tell me like, well, I really wanted to work with you, but I asked my clients, and my clients said I'm sexy enough, so I'm just going to pass. And it's like, I'm not here to make you sexy. Like, I'm not here to chisel you into something that you're not. I'm not here to transform you. And the sexiness that you're talking about is more or less your physicality. That's not what I'm here to do. You can be any size, shape, or age. You can be any race, creed, or ethnic origin. You just have to be aware of the fact that you are a sexual being, and that your sexual energy is the rawest form of creative energy, and that you're ready to tap into that natural creative energy and unleash it in your brand. And at the core of it, more than anything, I attract women who are truly ready to be themselves, the sacred, the profane, the sexual, the chaste, the reserved, the open, the affluent, the rich, the out there. The women that work with me, they're generally ready to invest at least $5,000 to $10,000 in their brands, if not more. they understand that their brand is a reflection of them. And more or less, you know, they understand that it's really transformational. Like at the end of the day, you will get a new brand. And if that includes you having a new website, social media presence, all the above, and the execution, that's one thing. But above all, you should walk away feeling like, you know, nobody helped me understand controlled design and just own my brand and myself. Because you can't own your brand unless you own yourself, the way Lauren Bell did. I don't, if a woman wants me to explain to her why she should work with me, I'm going to show her the door and, you know, tell her to go read a book. I don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I mean, I've even made a video. I don't get paid to convince you. I don't get paid for it. So you either get me when you walk through the door to talk to me or you don't.
Well, I love that straightforwardness. And I think that's also something about what it really means to attract in, is to be clear on who you are and what you represent and bringing that out. And I'm seeing a lot of women are actually scattered that's happening a lot in Sweden where I'm living. A lot of women are scattered in and having a very wide focus instead of being really, really clear and just pinpointing it. So I love how you are so clear on what you're doing and what you're representing. So.
And it's not something that it's not overnight. Like I have to say that it's a constant process of refinement. And I think everybody goes through that because as you grow and learn and evolve, you want to do so many things. You want to show you're good at so many things and you want to take on so many things. But once you get really clear, you at least start with one real good specialty. And as you master it, you just kind of spread out and do other things. So I don't blame them. It happens. I've gone through it.
Yeah, I know. And that's the process I myself is going through. It's like it's the constant shifting the whole time on what the focus is and how you finding your brand, and somehow your brand is finding you. And I think during your journey, you're probably rebranding a lot of time also, and that's just a natural part of being an entrepreneur, right?
I agree with that. And depending on where you are in your personal journey, you might find yourself rebranding within 2 or 3 months. I didn't believe it was possible until it happens. Like right now, my current brand is up and I like it. I love it. But I see now that there's a disconnect in the level of energy in the old brand and the level of energy I have now, and the quality of the energy. It's a different quality.
Yeah. Yes. Wonderful. So that's it's really the feminine, the power of feminine energy. Is there something you like to speak about what that means for you? Like bringing that feminine attraction out, and what it means to represent that in your branding. Like what would be the 3 things to think about as a woman?
As a woman, when it comes to feminine attraction and feminine energy, it's about receptivity. We're so ready to receive all the wrong information about our attractiveness, about our sex appeal, about our qualifications, about the quality of our work, but we're not able to receive a compliment. Like, what kind of world is it that we're living in when we can easily accept discouragement, disrespect, and criticism, but we have a hard time even being told you're beautiful? Like, it took a lot to learn to just accept being told I was beautiful when somebody said I was beautiful. So if you can't take a compliment in your personal life, you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to be gracious about it. You're going to have to practice, because being able to receive positive energy, that's an important part of feminine attraction. Nobody wants to tell you you're beautiful if every time they say you're beautiful or you're pretty, you're looking for a reason to say, oh, this old thing, oh, I look like hell, you know, I didn't brush my teeth this morning and the kids vomited on me. Like, nobody cares. Like, you just basically not only negated the beauty of receiving a powerful and positive gift, You've completely negated that person's interest in giving you another compliment, because after a while it gets old. So that's one thing, is being receptive. Number two is self-nurturing and self-nourishment. Again, women go through this upbringing, especially here in America, where we're supposed to be superwoman. We're supposed to cook, clean, have food on the table, be a contributor to the family. If we have a husband who cheats or a boyfriend who cheats, turn the cheek the other way, and just be grateful you have a piece of a man, and just bear it all with a smile, like Rosie the Riveter. And the thing is, Rosie the Riveter, like, she was a symbol of a woman who kicked ass and worked hard while her man was away. But once the men came back during that era, they took over and did what they had to do, and women started to become more equal with their partners. Today, we have something weird going on where women are expected to be powerful and keep it together, whether they're single mothers or attached, and just not complain about everything and take care of it, but nobody's taking care of you. And when you're so busy trying to take care of everybody else but yourself, what happens? Your hair starts to look a mess, your eyes start to look a mess, your skin looks a mess, you're tired all the time, you become bitchy, you become undersexed, you become angry, and you become bitter. And women who are beautiful and attractive, it's not because they're, quote unquote, beautiful and attractive, just offhand, even though that can be the case. It's because their beauty is nurtured and nourished, and they take care of themselves, and they put themselves first. They doll themselves up first. Just putting on lipstick, 5 minutes to put on lipstick, that's a luxury that you have to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you can take the time to say, let me put this lipstick on. 5 minutes to close your eyes and think about what you want before you get out of bed or answer the phone. That's a luxury. So I think that that's important, because as a business owner, you have to know what you want, you have to pamper yourself, and you have to be the example of the kind of woman your customers and clients want to be, because when they can align you as being an ideal and an aspiration, then they want to work with you and under you, because they want some of that beautiful magic you have to rub off on you. And finally, it's just owning your energy and having strong boundaries about yourself and your financial energy. Financial energy is something I never gave a lot of attention to until I worked with Erica Learmark, as we discussed, because that's how we met, through Erica Learmark. And women have horrible financial energy. We have this idea that men are our providers and protectors. And in a way, you know what? That's nice. And we'd love them to be providing and protecting to some extent. But these days, no man wants to provide or protect for a woman who needs him more than she wants him. You have to want a man more than you need a man. And you have to be able to hold your own too, if you want to have some respect and independence. And, you know, you want a pillar of respect in a relationship. And a lot of times we walk into life and business taking what we're given, instead of, you know, asking for what we want and asking for what we deserve. And your financial energy as a woman will reflect in your life. If you're not driving the kind of car you want to drive, you're not living the kind of life you want to live, you've got to take a look at your finances. And you've got to take a look at the underlying beliefs in your finances. Because even if you are doing okay in your personal life, if you have any underlying money beliefs that say that as a woman, you can't make it, or as a woman, you can't take control of your finances in your business is never going to take off. It's not going to profit. So those three things I think are really important.
Yeah, truly, truly. And I think knowing your finances and working with your beliefs around money is one of the most fundamental. Your business can't progress without it. So it's wonderful to have you here and learn from you, Laureen. I think another way, if you like to know more, it's the book. The title of the book is, can you repeat it again, and where they can find it?
Attraction Secrets on Amazon. So again, Feminine Client Attraction Secrets. It's on Amazon. It's also on Nook. If you go to my website, it's under the heading book, and you can download the PDF through Cells.
Perfect. And how do they find your website?
You can find me at www.laurendoll.com, spelled LAURYNDOLL.com.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very happy for having you here and connecting with you. Thank you very much for being here. And with this, we're ending for today and looking forward to see you again another time. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.